Oh, people, good people, good people. This is Colette Coakley. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for Maryland Public Television and the founder of the Women's Leadership Forum. Ooh, let me get that light out of my way. Whew. I'm going to tell you what just happened just a few minutes ago. I had a guest on and we talked for a good half hour. But you know what? We had an operator error, and that operator would be me. I didn't hit the go live button. So we talked for a whole half an hour to ourselves, people. But now I am so happy that I have you. I'm coming at you live on Facebook, on the Women's Leadership Forum page, and on YouTube. And I am speaking on behalf of the Women's Leadership Forum. The Women's Leadership Forum is a network of women who act as a community. We support one another. We believe in one another. We uplift one another and encourage one another. And we are encouraging you to be a part of the Women's Leadership Forum. It doesn't require money. It requires you to be in the presence and be forever mindful of one another, of how you can help. You have something to give, and we want to bring that out. We also want to meet every single woman where they are. If you don't know what you want to do in your career or even in your household, because some of us don't know what to do in our household, come to the Women's Leadership Forum. There are women who are in the same position that you are in, who want to share with you what is working for them and what's not working for them. And then collectively, we lift one another up to that next space. So join us. I just saw somebody else's Facebook page how they are a warrior in the street. They are helping to give out food during this COVID period. And I called them just that, a warrior, because guess what? It was cold today, early this morning. And they were out there doing what they were called and meant to do. And so I call on each one of you all to come forward, which is the theme of what we are working on in 2021. We are working on moving each and every one of you women forward in your careers, in your households, in your community. Now, I want to talk about an awesome woman who has helped to move me forward. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about myself. And there's no shame to that game. I can't do it all. You can't do it all. I'm not a writer. I don't even pretend to be. But somebody is helping me to be that writer. And her name is Christina Johnson. She is the owner, the big honcho, the head chief of Testimony Publishers, LLC. And I welcome her to this podcast today. She is going to be, she's going to enlighten you about how you too can encourage not only yourself, but your children to do wondrous things. Because after all, we were wonderfully made, right? So with that, I also want to tell you that she is also she's connected to the forum. I met her some years ago. I met this superwoman some years ago. And she enlightened my soul. So much so that we are inviting her to our big event that occurs March 18th, 19th, and 20th. We're unfortunately not going to be in person, but fortunately, we have the provisions to come to you in a bigger way. I said 3 days. I didn't say 1 day. I said 3 days. Let me get my fingers up here. We are coming at you 3 days, March 18, 19, 20, virtually. So I look forward to seeing you there, but I want to talk to this wondrous woman right here, Christina and Johnson. Welcome to the podcast for the Women's Leadership Forum.
Hi, Colette. Hello, viewers. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and be a part of the podcast.
Well, thank you. And I want to start off like I start off with all the awesome women that come to our table, and we've had at least four, and it is awesome women that we bring to the forum that help make the forum spectacular. We want to make sure we vet each and every one of you. And I find that you are that pearl, that woman of grit and grind that comes out and gives us all inspiration because you and yourself you've had a journey. And why don't you share some of that journey with us today?
All righty. I'm actually still on that journey
Yeah, yeah.
as we speak, learning more and more every day. So, like you said, I'm Christina M. Johnson of Testimony Publishers LLC. And as of right now, professionally, I equip women, entrepreneurs, and small business owners to share their stories. I help them to plan, pen, publish, and promote their stories, whether it's in a book, blog, business to business brochure, whatever it is. If they're speaking, holding a workshop, that's what I actually help them find clarity on and get to some sort of publication, whether it's virtual or in print. In reference to some of the things that I do in my family, my husband and I, we have 8 children. We've helped we've helped them to accomplish some of their goals, and I'm quite sure you're going to talk about that or have me talk about it a little bit later on. But we love working with our children and helping to kind of hone their skills so that we can maybe help them on their journeys as they're growing. And another thing that I do, I love to actually work with women and mothers. I have the Mommy podcast, where Mommy stands for Mompreneurs Optimizing Marriage, Motherhood, and Your Money. So a lot of things that I do are relative to women, moms, and entrepreneurs who want to either start or scale their business.
Well, let's talk about that mommyhood thing for a second here.
Okay.
Because I only have one. I have many children that I'm connected with, but I only have one myself. You have 8.
Right?
How you doing that? How you doing that? What does that call for?
Okay. Alrighty. Well, okay. So my husband and I have 8. Okay. I've given birth to 9 children. My child before I was married now lives with his dad. So in our home all the time, we have 8 between the ages of 4 and 13.
Ooh.
So that's the core of what, I'll be talking about as far as, who we've been working with and helping out with something special that we're going to talk about a little bit later. But being a believer, a woman of faith, God Almighty, that gets me through. I have been granted so many blessings, but at the same time, I've been granted grace and mercy because I've made a lot of mistakes. Like I said, I'm still on my journey. I'm still learning every single day. My children are showing me things about myself, things that I can improve, ways to make me better, better as a woman, better as a wife and a mother, so that when I do step out, and come into contact with wonderful people like yourself and the other women at the Women's Leadership Forum, I'm ready. I'm on my P's and Q's. And then I'm also ready to be vulnerable and receive that assistance that kind of comes with getting together with, seemingly best friends, because that's all of who I ran into when I was at this year's WLF event.
So you're a publisher, you're a publishing company, and storytelling, particularly in the African American community, is part of our fabric. It's part of who we are. Even bringing it forward when we're talking about the hip hop, there's story in that. Talk a little bit about just what you've encountered in the storytelling in your publishing company.
Okay. Well, the reason my husband and I came up with this whole idea of Testimony Publishers LLC was because over the last, I want to say, decade, we have been going from a period of one of our lowest points in our lives up to this moment where it's seemingly a peak, and we are on the mountaintop kind of looking over at all of the things that God has brought us through. So during that time, we had to reevaluate our mindset. We had to reevaluate some of the relationships and alliances that we had. And it seemed like every area of our lives we had to look at and see if it was working for our benefit. And in doing that, we said, we have a story. So then I kind of internalized that, because I believe God has given me a gift to write and to speak. So I internalized, the conversations that my husband and I had, and started Testimony Publishers LLC, and enabled so many men and women to share their stories through writing and speaking. So many of us have stories that we are holding inside of us. And if we get those stories out and start sharing them with people, they can very well be the answer that so many people are waiting to hear. Your story can be someone else's reason to continue living, not to take that leap, off the ledge or do something crazy. Your story can be the reason someone is motivated to start a business or to go after that job, that pays more money. So when we keep our stories to ourselves, our stories and our journeys are not just for us. We've been placed here on divine assignment. And part of that assignment is to help other people. And that's what our stories can do, because our stories are powerful. It's a part of who we are. Like you said, the very fabric of our being and our culture.
So, okay, that leads me to the height of our topic. Your children, your 8 children, they have a story, right?
They do.
And are you able to share the graphics so we can see what this book is all about?
Yes.
They're telling their story.
Alrighty, up on the screen, you can see where my children, J. Fam Johnson, have written Hip Hop Hair. And we're so thankful to you, Colette, and what you're doing with the Women's Leadership Forum and sponsoring us, and just seeing that, that they have something to kind of offer, and being able to just say, look, I'm going to support you also. I just want to say on behalf of J. Fam Johnson and everybody here, we love you and we thank you. In reference to the book, though, Hip Hop Hair, it came about because of everything that was going on in 2020, from COVID, the school closures, the election, everything. We noticed not only differences going on outside of our homes, but my husband and I noticed some changes in our children within our home. So we sat down and we talked about, okay, what is going on? You all are arguing a little bit more, okay, we got a lot of questions about different things. And then what took the cake, Colette, was my 4-year-old asked if he could nurse again. So I was like, okay, we need to stop. We need to fast, pray, find out what is going on. So we just sat them down, we talked. And basically they needed us. They needed us more than ever.
Yeah.
And one way the children kind of decided that they would combat all of the negativity was with something positive. And that's where this book idea came from. They decided that they wanted to write about self-love and self-awareness in a time when so many things were seemingly against, Black people, Black children, and people of color. So this is what Hip Hop Hair is doing. They love music. They love to dance. So we incorporated all of those ideas into a story that is basically, about loving yourself and accepting who you are, no matter what the circumstances are or who says what about you.
So, okay. Now I'm trying to imagine, it's hard enough to get a classroom to do a project.
Okay.
Now you got you in your house and you getting all 8 sit down and do a project. How did that occur? How did that collaboration?
Right.
How did that work?
Okay. Well, with my background in and what I do with Testimony Publishers LLC, that was helpful. But just to be honest, it was totally, it was totally our faith and belief in what God could do with us. Because even though you know something, sometimes you can't always implement it the way that a book says to do it. You can't always implement it exactly the way someone else did it. So for our family, the Johnson family, this was a project that had to be done, and it had to be done as a group. And we just took it day by day, step by step. Some days were a little bit tougher than others. Some days were really, really easy. But we came to a consensus that whatever happened, we're going to agree on every single thing that goes on with the book. And the children were the main people. I just kind of oversaw things, making sure, the editing, like I do, with all of my clients. So my children actually became one of my clients.
Okay. So when we were talking earlier, we talked about gifts. And, while we might be gifted parents, sometimes we try to write the book for you.
Right.
And we try to tell, the kids, this is what you must do. This is what you have to do. And no, I don't like this. And it's got to be X way.
Right. Right.
So how did you find your temperament?
Right.
During this period? Yeah.
Well, I found that, like I was saying before, with the Women's Leadership Forum, when I met a lot of those, all of the women basically were still on their journey. They were still going through, walking the walk, and they were still going through different lessons of life. So those were, adult women that I met at the Women's Leadership Forum this year. So now think about a child. A child is on their journey. They have a journey with us, our children, and then they have a separate journey, something that they have been divinely instructed to do that only they can accomplish for the world. So if we stifle them at a very early age, then they may very well not accomplish some of the things that, God wanted them to do, or someone else may need them to be the answer to a prayer or the answer to a problem. And we may not, have allowed them to become that answer or grow into that answer. So for my children, that's all I'm really trying to do. I mean, I mess up, I make mistakes. They show me, the error of my ways, and I just keep going with it. I adapt and change, and I just work with them and meet them where they are. And a lot of times I find myself expecting certain things, but then having to wipe those expectations out, because it may not be what they want, and it may not really be what, their divine assignment is. So I have to be very, very careful, because I believe, like all of us, we have geniuses in our midst. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have children who are going to save this world. Okay. And in knowing that about them, we got to start treating them like, the people that they are going to grow into. And that's all I was just trying to do with the book, is just kind of give them enough space so that they could create, but also kind of make sure they had a safe environment to kind of do it in.
Okay. So I know what I probably would start out learning or talking, or hope that I would find out about myself during a journey with 8 kids, and that would be patience. Patience for me. But what did you find out, if anything, about yourself during this particular journey with your kids, part of the journey with your kids?
I'm crazy.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Look, that's first and foremost. She crazy. No, but kind of jokingly, but seriously, I mean, you have to be crazy to take some of the steps that we take as women, as wives, as mothers. Some people can look in on your situation, and it's not just me having HR, it's you being on a journey as well, Colette. Some of the things you've had to step out and do, get into the status of your position. You had to step out and do some things that you probably didn't see other women in your family do, or women around you do. We do that all the time. That's just what we do. So we got to just step out and just take a chance at just being crazy and looking like a fool sometimes. I mean, hip hop hair could have totally flopped, but God said, no, that is not so. They went all the way to bestseller on Amazon. They were #1 new release in 3 separate categories.
Tell it.
For children's art history, children's rap and hip hop, and children's music. And 67% of reviewers on netgalley.com said that they would refer hip hop hair for curriculum in schools.
What?
So it is really doing so well right now, and it's impacting people already. And it is a very, very short book. It's easy to read. Children, elementary through middle schoolers will love this book. Vibrant colors. And we highlight a lot of the African-American culture and experience here in America and Baltimore City, Maryland. So Graffiti Alley, our children drew a picture of that. We also have some of the pictures, 7th Avenue in New York, the subway trains and things like that are in there and illustrated. So it's key areas in our culture on the hip hop scene with music and dance that are in the book as well. And we talk about hip hop, we talk about ourselves and loving ourselves and accepting ourselves. And it's sort of geared around hair.
Okay, so, I'm not going to sing because, I might offend somebody if I do that. But when you said hip hop hair, it got me all pumped up because it brought me back to the Sugar Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang, yes, okay. They were pioneers.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm anxious to invite everybody.
Okay.
To our event.
Okay.
If you could put the graphic back up there, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, it's up.
Okay, so I'm talking to our viewing and our listening audience. This is your invitation.
Yes.
This is not a paid event. We're inviting you and your children, your grandchildren to this event. It's on December 26th at 6 p.m., which is a Saturday. It's a Saturday at 6 p.m. Have your dinner or wait. Have your dinner.
Oh, bring it.
Bring it. Have you there because you're in your home. Okay. We're going, or get your nuggets or whatever you all eat. Bring it to Storytime.
Yes.
It's the Women's Leadership Forum is presenting Storytime, and we're featuring hip hop hair. And we're going to have the authors. We're going to have the authors of hip hop hair here.
Let me talk about J-Fam.
Huh?
Oh, I said, let me talk a little bit about J-Fam.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about J-Fam.
Yes. J-Fam Johnson will be there in full effect. So J-Fam Johnson is the collective of my husband's and my 8 children. Okay. So we have 8 children from the ages of 4 to 13, and all of them decided, hey, let's just do this as a group. So they decided to, write hip hop hair as a collective. We sat down, we talked about what words rhyme, what should we talk about? It's some hints of Nikki Giovanni in there, ego tripping, and, different things are in there that can be touched upon in reference to our culture and our history. Also, the illustrations and all of the designs in the book are done by our 2 daughters, Abigail and Yael, and they took a couple of weeks to do the designs and drawings in Canva and Flip-a-Clip. So you'll see some of that in there. They also have a website that you can go to, but you can only find out about the website if you get the book or if you join us for Storytime. And you'll get to this special website that has so much, fun stuff on it to do, like coloring pages and videos and music. One of our daughters is a DJ K. She comes up with original music, and all of that is going to be on display there. So it's a lot of stuff that's going to happen next week at Storytime, and then it's a lot of stuff that's going to be in the book and on the website.
So this invitation is actually an opportunity. It's an opportunity to see how other kids are succeeding, right? Succeeding in their families, succeeding outside of their families with this book, and to encourage your children to sit back and talk to them about this period of time,
Right. Right.
you know, and their self-esteem,
Right.
because it is a book that talks about self-esteem.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's an opportunity for conversation with your children. And if you won't have the conversation, the two of you see us chatting, you're gonna have conversation with your children on December 26th at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
So
Eastern. Yes.
I know I promised Christina that it was going to be an hour, but if we get to talking and the children are talking with us, we might be a little overtime. But
Okay.
we want to see everybody here. We want them to
Yes.
contribute, because this is not for us and our egos. This is really, and this is, while this is a business, and yeah, we do want to sell books, but we want to uplift our communities.
Right. And this, yeah.
We want to advance the ball forward. Go ahead, Christina.
Right. I was going to say, one of the main things that JFAM Johnson decided that they would do is they wanted to first and foremost give back to the community. So we've already ordered books and started shipping them out to organizations and companies so that they can give to their employees who have children. They also started a food drive. So with the Maryland Food Bank, they have a hip hop hair food drive going on so that they can give back to the Maryland community. And then they also donate. They have did I say that they had a clothing brand? So their clothing brand, for every I think it's 3 purchases they came up with. Don't quote me on that. It's either 2 or 3 purchases, they donate an item. So that's some of the things that they're doing. This is not just about, selling, mom and dad are for that. For them right now, it's about giving back to their community. It's about learning entrepreneurship. It's about learning how to stay focused and how to work collectively as a unit, because as a people, it's so important that we do that, especially in this time, because we're going to be able to accomplish a lot more because of it.
So I'm going to bring your collective word back to the form.
Okay.
We are a collection of women.
Yes.
We are a collection of women. You want to learn more about how to advance the ball with your children, how they could be writers too, how they could work together better. Who better to learn from than the woman who has 8 children who got this going on? And that I met Christina through this collection of women, and we're inviting you.
And Colette, I want to say something about the Women's Leadership Forum for 2020, right? We want the year to be over, but it's not 2020 yet for the next.
We have a few more days. Come on.
Exactly. So, but this year, what I believe, so many of us who attended the event, I think it was like March 4th and 5th or something like that. When we attended that event, not necessarily knowing what we were going to get.
Yeah.
Because what we received was so much more than could ever be written on paper or written in, a post on social media or even a flyer or something. When you get to be a part of something like the Women's Leadership Forum, you don't just get information thrown at you. I mean, you have the interactive workshops, you have the networking opportunities, you have experts coming in showing you, okay, this is what I did. This is what so many other people have done along the way. And now I'm giving you the steps. I'm giving you the blueprint to take it upon yourself to either follow, or maybe we can get together, do some mentorship or some networking. It's so much going on there. And then this year for 2021, oh my goodness.
Wait a minute. So I'm trying to type real fast. I'm not I'm trying to get there. I just wanted to share with this audience. Okay, I'm not going to share my page.
Okay.
But we have, you make the 15th class workshop that we have. We're giving you choices. Wow. We're bringing you methods for getting jobs. We're actually bringing jobs because we're bringing recruiters to the table. Right. And we're asking you to bring your resume and learn a little bit about how to be on camera, which I'm not doing a very good job of right now. I need to be sitting up straight. But you will learn, people are going to sit you up straight. Okay. And they're going to help you to put your best face forward
Right.
and interview well in the camera.
Right. Right.
So we're bringing recruiters. We're bringing, let me see, how to find your passion and purpose. If you haven't found it, we're going to help you to find it.
Right. You got the chef.
I,
You got the fitness
well,
expert.
you're telling secrets now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay. So we haven't let that quite loose, but
And you didn't even talk about what we're doing together.
I'm not there. I haven't got there. But I do want to tell the listening audience, please come, because one, April Ryan, it took me a lot. Yeah. But I'm sure she's going to give you a whole lot. It is worth the ticket. Right. Come here, April Ryan, talk. And then you have Sheila Murthy. Right. Sheila Murthy is big in our community. She's an immigration attorney, and she brings a lot of wisdom in a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. She is our moderator this year. Right. Visit our website to see all 14 classes and make some choices. Now, awesome. I'm going to tell you, you can find out more about that on forwardwlf.org. That's where you not only find out about the classes, but you can purchase your ticket. That's forwardwlf.org. Now, I want you to tell our audience about your participation in the forum, mm-hmm. and what you'll be dropping knowledge, since we're talking hip hop. You'll be dropping knowledge on us about at the forum. Go ahead.
Word up. No, I'm kidding. Word up. I don't do it like my children do.
Someone will give me the hook. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So for 2021, we are going to basically share in a virtual writing experience. I don't want to say workshop and things like that, because it's so much more than that. You and I talked about it. We know, what's going into it. But for the viewers and the listeners, what you're going to get with the writing workshop this year for WLF 2021, you are going to get clarity on not only where your story is, okay, within you, but how to get it out and share it so that you can help other people to be encouraged, empowered, inspired, or motivated to live their best lives. We're also going to go over how you can write without writing. So many people talk about not being a great writer or not having the time to write. And if I can write, okay, with my busy schedule, running 2 separate companies, 8 children, homeschooling 6 of them officially, it's time. You can find time to do anything you want to do. So we're going to teach you how to use a simple writing strategy so that you can write whatever it is that you need to write and just kind of get it out. We're also going to talk about how you can perhaps get into sharing your story and monetizing it. So it's a lot of things that we're going to touch on, but you got to be there to get the information. Okay.
Look, what we say? Be there or be. Okay, you don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Be there or be square. I'm going to say it. Okay, look. So if I want to write a blog, am I coming to you?
Yes, blog writing. If you want to write an ebook, a print book, if you want to write a brochure, business to business brochure, this is going to help you. Or an email. So many people get stuck trying to write an email. This is going to help you to be able to get whatever is in your head and heart out, so that you can make that connection with whoever it is that needs to be reading whatever it is you're writing.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell a lie here, but part of the attractiveness of this particular class or workshop is that you will walk away with.
Right. You are actually I'm going to share part of my secret writing strategy. It's taken me over probably about 2.5 decades to come up with this. I've worked at Hopkins. I worked at different public schools and the Calvert School, private school in Baltimore, Maryland. And kind of hone my skills, working in class. I've wrote curriculum for every place that I've worked for almost, and just kind of fine tuning some of the things. So over the years, I've learned things, and I put just jam packed it into this strategy. And it's a simple, simple step-by-step strategy. And you're going to leave that workshop knowing how to write at least 500 words in less than 4 or 5 minutes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave that there with this corny thing, but right on. Right
oh, my God.
Okay. So, with that, I'm gonna bring it back to hip hop hair.
Okay,
I want everybody to join us. This is a free event again, and it doesn't. I know that you have registration on your LinkedIn page, but it doesn't require.
Right? No, you don't have. I took that off. I don't have. You don't have to register at all. I just put the link there. So now all you need to do is just click on that link that you see on this page on the screen now. It's the same one that's on LinkedIn.
Okay, mamas, daddies. You don't even have to register. Just always say it's come. We invite you to the table. We're going to do all the work. If there's some work involved, we're going to talk to the children. Right. It's an hour and some change. It's an hour, and bring your children. Right. We're going and the other children. We got 8. We already got a set of 8.
Yes.
So
it'll be a lot of children there already.
I don't know if you saw the numbers, Christina, but on your LinkedIn page alone, it looked like 116 people had at least said that they had some interest in being a part of this. So I'm super excited.
Awesome.
I'm excited just to be able to fit 8 people on the screen. So I would love.
Wait a minute, we're still working on that. I may have to pop them in and out. We'll have little pop-up sticks.
Okay. We'll do it as a wide shot.
We'll be there. We'll all be there.
So I invite all of you to 2 main events, and the Women's Leadership Forum we're proud again to present Hip Hop Hair in the very first ever virtual story time. I can't even get it out. Virtual story time that's occurring on Saturday, December 26th, the day after Christmas. So your children, if they put down that other toy, they can pick up hip hop hair, right?
Right.
And if you can get the book beforehand, that's all the better. I'll help her sell a book now. Get the book beforehand. You can read along with us.
Yes.
Discuss the book with us. Tell us what you like, what's inspiring you. We're going to be there on December 26th at 6 p.m. Yes. And then I am inviting not just the women, the men. If you want to come and peer in too, register.
Yes.
Register for the Women's Leadership Forum. We had men there who spoke up and told us what they were seeing and what they would encourage us to do. We want to hear from you too. We will gladly hear from you too. Our event, the Women's Leadership Forum, the main event is March 18, 19, and 20, a 3-day event. You do not have to be tied down every single day. You can hop in and hop out because that's our platform. But we want to see you there. Now, the next time that you will see me, maybe I'll be a pound or 2 lighter, but I'm going to work it out with Lotus Fitness. Yes. And that is on December 28th at 2:30. We will be back here on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and Lotus Fitness is going to do a workout with me so that if I can do it, I know you can do it. Come on, people, join us in this collective. We want to do better. We want to do right by people, and we want to help one another because without you, there is no us, right? So with that, I want to thank my wonderful, wonderful, awesome woman, Christina Johnson of Testimony Publishers. And I want to also thank you for being an awesome audience. You all are wonderful, and I appreciate you each and every day. Please share what you see on Facebook Live with your family, with your friends, with your girlfriends, boyfriends. If you haven't given a gift yet, you can still give a gift
Mm-hmm.
of getting your girlfriend to the forum.
Right.
Okay? And that's a I love you. I
Yeah.
love you enough that I'm going to uplift you and put you in the room with other women. So, want to see you there? The website again is forwardwlf.org. Want to see you there? I want to wish you all a happy holiday, a Merry Christmas. If I don't see you till the new year, but I hope to see you before the new year,
20,
okay,
right.
I'm going to wish you a better 2021 and move it on forward. We
Yes.
all are going to think forward for better and brighter things.
Yes.
Thank you, and I love you.
Take care. Love you.
Thank you.